It started with a notification. At exactly 2:17 a.m., Ethan's phone buzzed on his nightstand. Ethan Carter was a freelance journalist living in a small apartment in Chicago. Most nights he stayed awake researching strange stories or chasing tips for his next article. But tonight, he had actually fallen asleep early. The vibration woke him instantly. He groaned and grabbed the phone. Unknown number. He almost ignored it, but journalists have a bad habit. Curiosity always wins. He opened the message. It said only 3 words. Room 307. Help me. Ethan frowned. Maybe it was a wrong number, but something about the message felt different. He typed back, "Who is this?" 3 dots appeared instantly. Then the reply came, "They're coming." Ethan sat up in bed. A chill crawled down his spine. He typed again, "Where are you?" The answer came immediately, "The Harrington Hotel." Ethan froze. The Harrington Hotel was an old building downtown, but it had been closed for 3 years, after a fire, after 3 mysterious deaths. Ethan stared at the screen. He had actually written a short article about the place once. According to police reports, 3 people had died inside the hotel under strange circumstances. 1 guest, 1 night manager, 1 security guard. Officially ruled as accidents, but rumors said something else, something darker. Ethan typed again, "Who are you?" The reply came slower this time, "Please hurry." Then another message appeared, "Room 307." And then nothing. No typing, no response. Ethan called the number. The call failed instantly. No service. He checked the time again. 2:19 a.m. For a moment, he considered ignoring it. But journalists chase strange stories, and this one was strange. Very strange. He grabbed his jacket. The streets of Chicago were almost empty. Cold wind blew between the tall buildings as Ethan drove toward downtown. Streetlights flickered in the distance. 20 minutes later, he parked across the street from the abandoned hotel. The Harrington looked even worse in person. Broken windows, burn marks across the upper floors. Police tape still hung loosely around the entrance. Ethan stepped out of the car. The wind whistled through the empty street. He looked at his phone again. No new messages. He crossed the road slowly. The front door of the hotel was slightly open. That shouldn't have been possible. The building had been sealed. Ethan hesitated. His instincts told him to leave, but curiosity pulled him forward. He pushed the door open. The lobby smelled like smoke and dust. Furniture was overturned. The reception desk was covered in ash. The silence inside the building felt heavy, almost alive. Ethan turned on his phone's flashlight. The beam cut through the darkness. He checked the stairwell map on the wall. Room 307, 3rd floor. He walked toward the stairs. Each step echoed loudly. Creak, creak, creak. The 2nd floor hallway was completely destroyed by the fire. Charred walls, collapsed ceiling tiles. But the staircase to the 3rd floor was still standing. Ethan climbed slowly. When he reached the 3rd floor, he stopped. The hallway lights flickered. That made no sense. The building had no power, yet dim lights glowed along the ceiling. Ethan felt his heart beating faster. Room numbers lined the walls, 301, 302, 303, and finally, 307. The door was slightly open. Inside the room, a lamp was on. Ethan whispered to himself, "That's impossible." He pushed the door open slowly. The room looked untouched.
clean bed, fresh sheets, no fire damage, no dust. It looked like someone had been staying there recently. Ethan stepped inside. "Hello?" No answer. Then his phone buzzed again. He looked down. Another message from the same number. "You made it." Ethan turned around quickly. No one was there. His heartbeat pounded in his ears. He typed back, "Where are you?" The reply came, "Behind you." Ethan spun around. Still nothing. The room was empty. Then he noticed something on the desk, a small digital recorder. It was already playing. A man's voice came from the speaker, soft, panicked. "If anyone finds this, you need to leave this building immediately." Ethan stepped closer. The voice continued, "My name is Daniel Harper. I was the night manager here." Ethan's eyes widened. Daniel Harper, one of the men who died in the hotel fire. The recording crackled. "There's something wrong with room 307. Ethan felt his throat tighten. The recording continued. "People check in, but they never check out." A loud bang echoed somewhere in the hallway. Ethan jumped. The recorder kept playing. "Room 307 doesn't let people leave." Ethan backed away slowly. Another message appeared on his phone. "You shouldn't have come." His breathing became shallow. The footsteps stopped right outside the door. Then the door slowly closed by itself. Click. The lock turned. Ethan rushed to it. It wouldn't open. His phone buzzed again. Another message. "Now you understand." The lights flickered violently. The recorder crackled with static. Then Daniel Harper's voice returned. But this time it sounded different, lower, almost distorted. "You're the next guest." Ethan slammed his shoulder into the door. It didn't move. The room suddenly felt colder, much colder. Then he noticed something terrifying. The mirror above the dresser. His reflection was standing still, but Ethan was moving. His reflection slowly smiled. Ethan's blood ran cold. Another message appeared. "Room 307 always needs a new guest." The lights went out. Total darkness. Ethan's phone slipped from his hands. He heard breathing in the room. Not his, someone else's, right behind him. A whisper echoed in the darkness. "Welcome to room 307. Then silence. 3 days later, police received a report about an abandoned car parked outside the old hotel. Inside the car, they found Ethan Carter's phone. The last message on the screen read, "Room 307, help me." And the message had been sent to a random number at exactly 2:17 a.m. Some places are abandoned for a reason. Some rooms should never be opened. And sometimes, when someone asks for help, it might already be too late.